mean, if it's somebody who's really junior and doesn't have a lot of work experience, then the job requirement is maybe a little bit more extensive than what they have in their background. Just their ability to communicate really well, collaborate with teams. If you list any sort of volunteer experience, if you have a passion in animation, if you've gone to any of the networking
Events.
connections, like
Yeah.
events, I
Yeah.
would say, yeah, that's a good way to see the person's potential and their passion for that specific industry.
How does that work when there's multiple candidates who might be a good fit?
Well, that's a really good question. I think it really just comes down to the nitty-gritty of the job description sometimes and what the hiring managers are really looking for. Um, Whether you're a good cultural fit within the company and where you see yourself going down the line. If you want to be a lead someday or a supervisor or a manager, as opposed to someone who's just there to fill a seat. I think it really depends on those two things.
You touched on something just now, the cultural fit that was I was curious about. How, how,
Yeah.
how do you discern if someone is a cultural fit and what is a company culture? Like how are they different across different companies if you've had any kind of experience with that?
Yeah. I guess like in different creative environments, you want people who are going to be looking for ways to challenge themselves as opposed to being like a yes person. I guess it's also about having shared values and different perspectives, putting those values in action. Anytime where the teamwork makes like a big difference for you, I think. And then even in the interview process, asking the right questions when the candidates have that time at the end of the interview to ask questions, the
Mm.
type of things that they are asking also says a lot about who they are and what their willingness and commitment is to the company and how they'll fit in.
That's a really good point. So I wonder what is a good question to ask because you always hear that, right? And one question that I've asked before, and you can tell me if this is a good or bad, but I like to say, what would I have to do in a year's time from now for you to think that hiring me was a good decision? Like, what would
Yeah, you know what? That's a really great question to ask.